Welcome to Take and Create Craft Program at Janet F. Harte Public Library. This program is geared towards teens and adults. You are watching an accompanying instruction video for this week's take-home kit. You can pick up your kit at Janet F. Harte Branch Library during curbside hours while supplies last. Today's Take and Create is magazine read picture frames. For this project, your supplies needed are recycled cardboard already cut in the sizes of 7 by 10 inches, 5 by 7 inches, a form in the size of 4 by 6 inches. You're going to need 18 to 25 sheets of colorful magazine pages, a rolling tool, Elmer's glue or any white glue, plus a glue gun and extra glue sticks. All right, let's get started. Take your 4 by 6 inch form and place it in the center of your 7 by 10 inch already cut out piece of cardboard. You're just going to trace around the edges like this and then cut this out. I would use a box cutter just to trace around those edges. Now that you have your cutout 7 by 10 and your 5 by 10 cutout or 5 by 7 cutout backing, you're just going to glue the two together. So only glue around 3 of the edges. Now you can use the Elmer's glue here too and wait for dry time. That's fine because we've got plenty of time in between. But you just glue around this edge. You're going to leave that gap because this is where you're going to slide your picture in. And I like to just put a little arrow so I don't forget which corner it was. So once that's dried, put that off to the side because you're not going to need that right away. Now we're going to move on to rolling reads out of your magazine pages. I'm going to show you a couple of these. So pick your most colorful edge. This one, I want to use this blue on the edge, and I would rather end up where that blue is. So in order to do that, cut this extra white edge off. And I'm going to show you what I mean now. Now that you have that off to the side, you want to end here. So you're going to flip it over and you're going to roll like this to end at that blue. So let me show you what I mean by that. You're going to start rolling and you're going to roll on an angle. The more drastic of an angle like this, the longer your reed is going to be. The shorter of an angle, the shorter it's going to be. So here we are. We're going to roll this reed around the hard form, and I chose this hard straw, and at the very end we're going to end on the blue just like this. So you're going to put just a dab of glue along the edge and roll it in your fingertips like this until you feel that it's stayed down. Don't forget to make sure there's a piece of your straw left over on the edge so you can remove your straw at the end. Put that to the side. You're going to need about 18 to 25 of these, and I'm going to show you a couple more examples before we move on. Here's a nice one. I want to end in this pretty pinkish grayish color right there. So again, because I want to end there, I'm going to have it up in the corner, and the more drastic of an angle that I'm using, the longer it's going to be. I'm going to make sure my straw will clear the edge right here so I can pull it back out. Use a little bit of glue. Remember, we're just going to kind of keep rolling it in our hands until we can tell that it stayed glued down. Now continue this until you're all done with 18 to 25. So if I were you, just so you have the added amount, make sure you're all done with your 25. Now that you have them all rolled, the next step is to coat each reed in a little bit of glue. And you're going to want to do that. You only need a little tiny bit. I just kind of run along a line right here, and I use my fingers. You're just really covering the whole edge, and that's because you want to be able to use whatever size of this reed you want. But imagine if you cut right here, the rest of it's going to unravel. So you want to coat it in a thin coating of glue and let it dry in order for you to be able to size it however you would like. So again, just a small amount of glue. You're just kind of running your fingers along the edge. It's a little messy. That's why there's a clean work surface right here. And once you're all done gluing all these, you've let them dry, you can move on to your next step. All right, now that all of your reeds are nice and dry to the touch, you can start deciding which direction you'd like to do this. So you can see on some of the examples, the up and down technique, or this one is offsetting. So I think we'll follow this example again, but let's go long ways now. So we're gonna just kind of measure how many of these you're gonna need per section. Looks like I'm gonna need 5 in this top portion. So of these 5, I'm gonna line them all up so I can cut off that edge right there. And again, because we glued it, it's not going to unravel on this side. Kind of measure where you're gonna need it. Look at this one, put this one, and then line them all up with it. That way they're all the same length. Now we know we need 5 for this top portion. So let's see how many we're gonna need for the bottom. And it is also 5. So let's get the next 5 ready. I'm gonna cut off that end section right there. And then measure it with one of these so we know we have the same section or the same sizes. And cut off those ends. Yep. Okay, so now with these kind of in place, we need to know what that midsection is going to be. So let's get a clean edge. And it's going to be to about here. Now, with this reed, I can use multiple ones. So I'm just going to cut several of them. All right. Now this is the size we're going to need. So again, I'm going to cut out several. I'm just curious how many this is going to take. So after I get a couple more, we're going to slide them in place just to see how many we're going to need total. Okay, so let's see. What I think is a good idea at this point is to glue the top and the bottom down. That way we know exactly how much room we have. So we're just going to run a little bit of hot glue along the edge here. And again, you can use Elmer's and wait that time frame, but this is just going to allow us to be much more swift of it. All right, so that one is in place, and then I'm going to get this one in place so those two don't move. All right, now we can figure out how many of these we're going to need. We may need that 6th one. So it looks like we're going to need 6 on each side. Now let's get the rest of them cut. All right, I finished cutting them all into size, and I kind of put them in an order that was aesthetically pleasing for me, and now we're going to glue them down. going to show you, just kind of frame that edge right there. So make sure that stays in place. Once you have your edges down, you can finish gluing the rest of them on, and we'll move on to the next section. Okay, now that those are all glued down, we're going to add one more layer around the inside, and you can choose the outside as well. I think it kind of borders it and it kind of covers up any of your errors, and that's why it's 18 to 25 reeds. So depending on how much you want to do for cover up. So I'm going to cut this edge, and I'm going to go one reed in, but stop at this reed. So you'll see what I mean. It's going to kind of add a staggering approach. Now I'm going to have the other side mirror this one, and it's going to go one reed in and end right here. Okay, and then this one, get some of that off the edge. This one is going to go from this edge and then kind of butt into this one. So we're going to cut it off right there. Oop, shaky. There we go. This one will be the same size. Oh, but we can't use that one. That's okay. This one's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then this bottom one, this one's one reed in, so we're going to go up to it, and this one's going to end right in, one reed in. Okay, so now we're going to glue these down, and again, this is just kind of outlining the edge for us, helping to cover up any mistakes. And last one on this inside. Now we're going to do the same around the outside edge. So let's go ahead and clip off this, do our measurement. Do the measurement one more time. Okay, that was the outside. Have it line up with this one. Let's go more in this orange. So this is going to be all the way on the edge. This one's going to be interior. So I'm going to stop one reed in to here. It's going to be the same size on the other side, so I'm going to use this to measure that out. So we have the two sides, the top, and this one's going to be the same size. We're going to measure this one out as well. With our top edge, and then we're going to glue those down, and the finish will look like this. Don't forget to frame your loved ones in your picture frame.
Thank you for watching this video. Reminder, this craft kit is available at Janet F. Harte Public Library during curbside hours while supplies last. Now, if you would like to become a Take and Create Craft Club member to take advantage of these special perks like heads-up emails on upcoming crafts, the ability to personalize certain crafts, and also to participate in craft challenges and win prizes, we need two things: your name and email address. You can call us at 361-826-7055. Press 7 for library information and 3 for Janet F. Harte Public Library to reach us and give us that name and email. Or you can message us on our Facebook page, Janet F. Harte Public Library. And again, all we need is your email and your name. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.